TNC versus Onic Philippines. Quick reminder, TNC took game 1 the last time these two teams met.
That's right.
Let's see how they'll be using that knowledge in their quest towards the upper bracket. Dlarskie getting blasted early on by Escalera. Oh my God, forced out to use the flicker. We weren't even on full screen just yet.
My goodness, 30 seconds in. Flicker down for Dlarskie. He's going to have to be a little bit more careful. Yeah. This is usually kind of what happens, right? I mean, the early damage coming out from Lilia is a lot of just not what people are expecting.
Whoa. Escalera back to the scene of the crime, forcing Kyrie to use that retribution. Mr. Maglake, Ben Things here, just forcing out so much. Went to Kyrie.
Okay, it went to Kyrie. Because there's a visual bug when you get it while you're in first. Actually,
doesn't show up.
Yeah, it doesn't show up because of the animation, right? So what I want to say is that when Onic lost against TNC in that game number 1 that you mentioned, Leo, it was actually the Karina versus the Lancelot as well, where Onic got the early advantage as naturally as you would get for a Karina, but for a Lancelot, I mean. But in the late game, we know for sure that this beefy Karina can be a big problem for the Lancelot in the late game.
Yeah, and you know, when you typically what you also see with Karina is running the jungle emblem, the Demon Slayer. I feel like most teams just kind of give that up. Dlarskie.
Oh, dear Lord, the confirmed stun on Ben Things in the early game is unmatched. It's so much pressure.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, and you know, it's a good thing he's on the Matilda because his flicker was not available. And you can just see, like, there's so much pressure coming out here from TNC. They're pretty much thinking, you know what, we got to stop Kyrie's pace. We got to slow him down, not let him get in the flow. And you can see it happening.
Ryota forced to respond. Baksha unite. Here comes Mr. Baksha on Ryota. SDZYZ starting it up already. Kram. Right from the north, Phantom Execution, Ben Things very low. Use the retribution on him. SC takes the turtle. They have shields to help him take this fight. Falling Star Moon charged up by Kram. Jumping on Kyrie, starting up his purple. They disengage.
See, there's so much little things happening around the map. No one's gone down just yet. No first blood, right? The turtle is going to be taken. And this was my point, right? Usually when a Karina has the jungle emblem, it's more often than not, teams just kind of let them take priority over those turtles because we've seen it before. Even if they secure, let's say, the 3 turtles for the beginning of the game, it's not necessarily going to tip the scales too much, right? If you're able to handle it with farming across the map.
That's right. And you can see that Onyx already struggling when it comes to the early stages of the game, and this is really not that good. And look at Kyrie.
Ooh, down to a 1/4 of his health. Ben Things, stun on cooldown. Given all the things that TNC are doing, yeah, no kills just yet, but they've got a solid 1,000 gold lead 3 minutes in.
Yeah, and I mean, they're just getting, whether it's a flicker, whether it's, you know, an ultimate out, they're doing a lot. Again, this is all pressure coming out from TNC, forcing even Kyrie out of his jungle here. Now actually stealing that orange buff as well.
Yeah, big advantage already for SD. This is how you play the Karina with the Demon Slayer. Not only like expressing your advantage onto the neutral objectives, you also use it during jungle takes. And as you can see right now, SD is at 4.4k XP and 2.5k gold. Look at Kyrie, 2.3k XP and 1.7k gold.
They go for a 4-man collapse up top. Marky had no response. Let's see if Kram can survive the same. All but the kitchen sink thrown into the Esmeralda. Top and bottom, coast to coast. Both teams not giving any quarter, but no full conversions. I mean, they could have taken shields, but it looks like TNC is just much faster on the trigger.
Little mirror action play there across the map, but right now TNC once again in control of this turtle that's going to be coming up. Not much that Onic Philippines can do. I mean, Dlarskie's got the vision, but you know, they convert a turret. Most likely going to be a turtle here as well.
No chance at all for Onic Philippines to get that turtle. TNC really set it up so wonderfully well. I think they were thinking maybe a minute ahead when they make a play. So they converge up top with 4 members. They got a kill. They got the turret after the first wave, and then the turtle neared that area. So great pre-planning coming out from TNC.
Man, I'm just thinking how fast this boxer is going to be, by the way. He's got, you know, he's rolling with the sprint here.
Oh, yeah.
He's already fast enough and able to get around the map the way that he wants. So with that paired with his first skill, he's going to be flying. And, you know, right now, that's the thing, right? With Esmeralda, a little bit more, I feel like, proactive around the map. And whereas Ryota, he's kind of just parking in the lane, which is fine, right? He is going to be able to provide a lot more later on here.
Escalera forced to use the black shoes, gonna get knocked out here after the caca secured by that Eve. And there's double kills trading up for 3 for 1 right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a difficult time to be Onic. They have to defend this mid lane turret, and it's just Marky and Ryota here. Is there enough peel and enough damage from them to fight back? Marky's not built up on this. They're gonna lose it eventually. Tier 1 goes down.
Tough situation, like you mentioned, man. I mean, again, there's just a lot of aggression coming out here from TNC. You're going to see it now. Kyrie getting stunned, you know, forcing to use the ultimate to try to survive, but it's just so much, there's so much CC that he has to deal with.
Yeah, Onic really bit the bait for TNC, from TNC, I mean, in that middle part of the map, and they didn't even notice that Yasuo was into that bush, and they got the kill because of that.
Oh man, Escalera goes again. And it's going to be another kill for Onic, but it was all set up down bottom.
Yep.
Give Yasuo space to push that tier 1 down bottom.
I mean, one great thing, too, that Onic Philippines does have, right, is the Eve. We've seen many times be a crucial piece of the puzzle for a lot of teams. I mean, when they're able to set up the real-world manipulation, then that's what we're seeing here. The ultimate is not just quite available, but they're actually going to go for this turtle.
Numinum Blast being set up by Bentings. Adjusting the angle, helping SD get it. Kyrie looking low. Cram hunting him down. Phantom execution right through the wall. Thorn Bros, lifesteal, healing up for Kyrie. Down goes Esmeralda. Marky up, getting some airtime. No kills there for him just yet, so it's Cram for the turtle.
See? That's the thing, man. Unfortunately, Hatred did not have the real-world manipulation available for that turtle fight, so it just allows, you know, SD to come in, get the retribution off, take the turtle cleanly. Now they've got the 3, but they also have a pretty good gold lead.
Man, Onic really obliged in that fight despite them having like a big disadvantage, knowing full well that they don't have the real-world manipulation, as well as the fact that they don't have Demon Slayer on Kyrie. They still went in for the turtle. And for sure they will lose that, right? Because they don't have the Demon Slayer. But Kyrie was able to get out and baited Cram so that they'll get a kill. Still favoring TNC though, as they got the turtle and the turret down bottom.
Ooh, off-camera kill by Yasuo. What went down there?
Man, I
Not
don't
even
know.
a flicker used, man. So I think it was just Dlarskie being, you know, overly aggressive.
I mean, I think it was to save Marky too.
Maybe.
Yeah, and
That's
Ben
right.
Ben Things was there, so he probably got stunned. Could have gotten stunned. And right now, this is, again, just a... I mean, I'm surprised we don't see Lolita more, because if you think about it, that shield being able to block a lot, and even the stun that she has, it's a pretty low cooldown stun, too. So it works really well for these certain setups that they're working with right now, and TNC executing it very well. I mean, when this Lord comes up here shortly, I feel like there's no contest right now that Onic can do.
I definitely agree with you, and I can even say that this 62% might be a little bit too generous for Onic Philippines. Imagine this, a Lancelot lineup with the Baksha as the XP laner and the Matilda is behind for 4.1k gold against a lineup with both Karina as well as the Clint, and a ever so impactful ultimate coming out from Bentings come the late game is also a big problem for Onic. And they get it.
Look at this. Look at this. TNC willfully gave that tier 1 down bottom
They
for
get
a
the
lane
middle.
in mid, possibly a push up top, and then the Lord. 3 for 1.
That is, and
a
here's
4 for
another
1.
one, right? Here's going to be another turret, most likely. Actually, it's going to be cleared, but Yasuo grabs it there, and you know that's just again TNC keeping the pace that they're at, not letting up at all. I mean, this is a huge thing. How does Onic Philippines even come back from this kind of deficit?
You need a big punish coming out from Onic when they defend their base. Make sure that you don't like exhaust the blast coming out from the turrets, right? You have that bonus blast. As much as possible, you can afford to lose only one, maybe here in the middle, or maybe in the bottom lane, but they have to take care of that as well, because now it's going to be a very difficult defense for them.
Oh, it's about to pop. That's it. The minions touched it. There's that wave clear in mid. Bottom as well. Is top going to get it? It's only a matter of time before we find out. Minions need to punch it, and that's it. All 3 inhibitors are vulnerable. Lord coming in, knocking through their door. Bottom lane, Marky and the rest of Onic struggling to defend. TNC, though, they're going the surgical way, procedurally waiting.
It seems like TNC have woken up from their slumber last Saturday or last Friday when they went up against RSG. It really looked so uncharacteristic for TNC. Now it's looking like they are in control once again, back to their winning ways. They are ahead by 6.6k. It's not just for luck or whatsoever. They made the right moves. They calculated what Onic Philippines tried to do. They took control of the early stages up until the mid game, where they got a Lord for additional 2 turrets in exchange for 1 turret. Maximum trade-offs coming out from TNC.
And what's crazy too is the fact that, I mean, usually you don't see Clint like coming online to this point. I mean, we're 10 minutes in the game. Yeah, he's usually going to have an item or 2, probably 2 items, but at this point, he's sitting so well on this Clint right now. I believe he's got 3 full items.
Yeah,
he's working on the 4th.
Yep.
And it's just a lot of damage to deal with, because when you get stunned by bend things, you have to worry about not only Clint, but the magic damage coming out from Escalera too, SD block and a lot of stuff. And it's just kind of hard to find the right target here for Onic Philippines.
Yeah, it's not like Yasuo will just frantically show himself out there, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of frontline for TNC. Like, if you're looking at the Esmeralda as well as the Karina, very beefy heroes. And then you have a counter initiator with the Lolita that's also a tank. I mean, how will it be possible for Onic to peel through and find Yasuo? It's the draft just works well for Yasuo for TNC.
It's so well made. TNC covered all the bases, the coverage, and one of the things that we have to talk about in their history in Season 9 is they have these tendencies to miss out on damage coverage. Like, sometimes they would draft too heavy physical, sometimes too heavy magical, but this time around, it's the perfect mix.
That's right.
I mean, that's the recipe for success, I feel like, because most of the time, I mean, throughout the season, when we've seen that,
Not going to let it reset?
TNC.
They're going to do it.
They're baiting. They're baiting. They're waiting. They let it go.
Yep.
So Lord here, Lord here's a chance. He's going to turn into the luminous form now.
I was about to say, like, TNC did everything correctly to not look at the time. I'm pretty sure there was a plan in there. It's just so weird to see TNC, like, just don't do it. Oh, Escalera, Spider senses.
Scary. And the thing about Escalera is he's not rocking a Purify. So he made the split wrong mistake there. Could have been.
Yep.
I mean, I still feel like the gold lead's huge, right? We're talking about 8.7k. But I think Onic Philippines, let's say they buy time. Let's say they have a great defense here with the Lord going to be marching down a little bit. If they are allowed to set up the proper real-world manipulation and Marquis can actually pump out damage, there might be some form of hope there. Because at this point, I got to say, man, Kyrie not really going to be able to do much. He's more of focus on me. Let me get some ultimates out, and I'm gonna survive with my ultimate. I feel like that's what's gonna happen here. We're about to find out though as they march into the base.
All 3 lanes synchronized. Lord gonna crash in the mid. Down goes that inhibitor. Bottom lane still standing. Top as well. SD gonna change targets. Bottom lane making that Demon Slayer work for him. And now we're just waiting. Hatred has the real world manipulation. All greens are still up. Ladies and gentlemen, Numenon Blast set up. Ryota getting the hell out of dodge. Base, the next target, TNC. Swiftly takes game 1.
I just gotta say, man, I feel like Hatred held on to that way too long there. I was expecting it to come up way sooner, and they would have had a better chance of the defense. But wow, what a